Yura Ofori Atta Hwasem, former finance minister. Me pacho mo kai say special prosecutor declare papai wanted. Special prosecutor declare wanted. Me pacho yen share this particular video abra special prosecutor declare Yura Ofori Atta wanted. Then after that in sembi ba chire nti ya de a o se me no nyina ehye because baby say enne former finance minister waba ana o mae ana se wakɔhye he because in cry tie ne say omo so so kwaba pepacho yenti special prosecutor.
Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Atta. Mr. Ofori Atta is 66 years old. He was the Minister of Finance of the Republic between 2017 and 2024. Mr. Ofori Atta left the jurisdiction on or around 2 January 2025. On 24 January 2025, the OSP communicated to Mr. Ofori Atta that the OSP considered him a suspect in respect of 4 of the cases described above. Mr. Ofori Atta was directed to attend in person the OSP on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 GMT for interview. By communication dated 31 January 2025, Mr. Ofori Atta instructed his lawyers to inform the OSP that he was out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify the OSP of his arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling his personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information the OSP may require to aid in the investigation until his arrival in the country. Then on 5 February 2025, the OSP responded to Mr. Ofori Atta, copied to his lawyers, that the OSP did not need or require notification from his lawyers of his arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledged Mr. Ofori Atta's lawyers' gracious offer to provide the OSP with information in aid of the investigation. However, and this is important, the OSP insisted that Mr. Ofori Atta's personal attendance at the OSP was required. After all, the lawyers are not under investigation. I don't need lawyers to answer questions on your behalf when you are being investigated. The OSP declined Mr. Ofori Atta's request to be away from the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds on his say-so. Consequently, the OSP directed Mr. Ofori Atta to indicate by close of business on Monday, 10 February 2025, a reasonable date of his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. The OSP warned Mr. Ofori Atta that if he failed so to do, the OSP would take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. Subsequently, by a communication dated 10 February 2025, that is just Monday, Mr. Ofori Atta's lawyers transmitted to the OSP a generic letter procured by Mr. Ofori Atta purporting to be from a doctor in a foreign jurisdiction, stating that Mr. Ofori Atta had been seen and evaluated, and that he was undergoing further testing and management and possible surgical intervention at an indicated future time. And further, that his medical condition necessitates that he will stay and follow up on his appointments. On account of this purported medical letter, Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers prayed that the attendance in person of Mr. Oforiatta at the OSP should be fixed, taking into account the medical report from his doctors. And at 4:16 p.m. the very next day, it is yesterday, Tuesday, 11 February 2025, before we could respond to the letter that came on Monday, the OSP received another letter from Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers. This time, it was an inquiry. Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers wanted to know, and they stated that they were informed by the household of Mr. Oforiatta that in the morning of Tuesday, 11 February 2025, that is yesterday, 12 men, comprising 1 police officer, 4 military men, and 7 other men in plain clothing, visited Mr. Oforiatta's house, and that by threat of force, they were able to enter Mr. Oforiatta's house, and they undertook an exercise purporting to be a search of every room, office, gym, and other spaces in the house. Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers then inquired if the OSP could confirm that the actions of the 12 men were the instance of the OSP, so as to enable them to decide if a complaint to the police would be unnecessary. Mr. Oforiatta's lawyers then prayed for a prompt response from the OSP to prevent imposter action. We are now responding promptly, and we have chosen the course of answering Mr. Oforiatta's inquiry publicly at this briefing, considering the circumstances surrounding the purported raid at Mr. Oforiatta's house, media reportage of the purported raid, and in light of the reckoning that some media houses have stated emphatically that the OSP was behind the purported raid, and in light of the reckoning that the purported raid is being made to appear as if it was some untoward action by the OSP stemming from some contrived vendetta held by the OSP against Mr. Oforiatta. So, here we go. And this is our response to Mr. Oforiatta directly, but through you, the media. Mr. Oforiatta, the OSP did not raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Oforiatta, the OSP did not cause any persons, however uniformed or bedecked, to raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Oforiatta, that could not have been the OSP, and that is not our style. If the OSP enters your premises, you will not be in doubt as to whether it was the OSP that had come there, and your lawyers will not have cause to do an inquiry ascertaining whether it was the OSP. We have our unique methods of conducting searches, and we have uniquely designed insignia identifying ourselves, and not just by a statement that we are from the OSP. This is one such main insignia. A person cannot just show up and say they are from the OSP. It's cheap, anyone can say that. But when the OSP enters your premises, you will definitely know by our insignia, our methods, and the way we identify ourselves that this is the OSP. Our intelligence points us to state that the purported raid on Mr. Oforiatta's residence was staged, or at best, an imposter action in an attempt to court disfavor for the OSP and to derail the investigation. You know us very well. The OSP is never deterred by such occurrences, and the investigations will continue as by law prescribed. These occurrences and the OSP's intelligence, which will not be revealed at this time for fear of compromising the investigation, are very instructive as not to put premium on Mr. Oforiatta's alleged imminent peril should he travel back to the jurisdiction. In any case, the purported medical letter transmitted through his lawyers to the OSP did not state so or demonstrate so. The OSP is unconvinced that the purported medical letter transmitted by Mr. Oforiatta through his lawyers to the OSP represents a medical report
All right, inti OSP say otro krata e de koma Kenuforata ira Kenuforata so hia no. And then Mr. Kenuforata through his lawyers otro krata de ben say oyare na oda hospital bi e wa ma no ne. Now according to OSP no, that letter na e de buy no ono no onginni as a azan krata. And in any case no say if you have been wanted on a criminal issue and your lawyers and you hear almost me ya no e wan kasa and e se wo ba. Inti OSPC no onje sa krata na yewura Kenuforata enam ne lawyer for so etworo de bae no o se onje ni na ye misa se e die potina na yewura OSPC Kenuforata aye these are the 5 offenses according to the special prosecutor no yewura Kenuforata aye is on our screen. The first one no GRA and SML deals bia OSPC Kenuforata ehobom. 2 ECG and Beijing contract. ECG and Beijing contract bin so if is era Kenuforata ehobom. Number 3 yewura National Cathedral and the National Cathedral 7. National Cathedral President Ronaldo Mayete say onyusu public funds onyusu aban sika emfa nyehwe. Nse we na over 5 million Ghana sika dollars so convertible Ghana schema mintimi nka akwa akudim. One constituency, one ambulance initiative and also yesi yewura Kenuforata ehobom. Ena lastly GRA tax refund account ho nsem bi so yenim se ka account na kudi Panama ho se ka de wo hwon yenim. And these are some of the things OSP say enunti and ofre yewura Kenuforata so omra Kenuforata also say or the hospital. Chiti Chata say master just order the arrest of Kenuforata. How can someone like him who has caused so much hardship and deny poor Ghanaians basic necessities for 8 years still work free? These are the kind of questions I bisa in there. And here and now bisa say Kenuforata waba and now my and that's all he. Because as Ghanaians, we need to know. And the updates I want to give you. Then, based on your own things, make your own conclusions. And so forth. Kenuforata say me ekoya edru BBC nyina. Because Kenuforata na Ghana bia nim se papa yi. Nyema wo ye no ase enhye da mfa kwan mu sa. Enso ka den na ado dan kwa kufu ado se da bi. OSP de say Kenuforata ohia no. Enti obia nim ade potia na papa eye because nsam no na eye adoso na hododo eye adoso obia enti ase enti amefa unko series of events ebaye na yenyine mobom we have made the update ni be ma because OSP recently what the update we buy it seems say update na abai so quiet say many Ghanaians do not even know say update be buy enti I think say I have to take my time and then take you through those updates no na fe de yin na yehu say updates be poten e na aba na ye mobo mu emfiri ho because we anya ne sa nipa dodo na adwen ense da nkoso if my sound and everything is okay Kitty Chata na ye kuya and just photos you can send me message say bia my sound is too loud or is too low or whatever. I think say a bit me abwa me kakra something like that. Until on our screen OSP says since January 2025 the OSP has been seeking to compel Mr. Oforata to appear before the investigators for questioning following events outlined in OSP's efforts and Mr. Oforata's responses. 24th January 2025, the OSP formally notified Mr. Oforata he was a suspect in 5 cases and directed him to appear in person on 10th of February 2025. The OSP say January 2025 here on the 24th of January and Okache Mr. Oforata say he is a suspect in a case. But Oforata yana again say omfi ubia or say omfi ta. And these are some of the things that na OSP say or expertise say Kobenyo Oforata ama Mr. Oforata Chiti me da say if the sound is very okay me da say pa why are there. And the press release in say, I think that this might be latest ones. So let me take my time and then address it perfectly. But you wow tini because Mr. Oforata is 7 Ghana for you hear Mr. Oforata pa Ghana. na yehu say or answer questions biya. But it seems to say most of the publications in OSP debate and saying I don't know why the media seem not to be interested in it. Meaning Jiska or whatever. But that is how it is. Ghana no bibia timiti. A plus am yet as and say issue bar. Nipa omodo o man no kodim kese no yetimi frɛ o kokoam na ya bɔ ahyɛ na afei de waka ma no atom. A plus ne kan.
Mo kwara ne ti.
Nti Ghana no politicians,
Mo kwara ne ti.
media,
Mo kwara ne ti.
citizens e Ghana no.
Mo kwara ne ti.
Ministers ni bi.
Mo kwara ne ti.
Nti aman nsɛm ni bebree ba kwa na unhu how to address it. Nti I've taken my time to take you through Mr. Ofori. Na me do about the latest update at OSP at the buy. Nti me kan ya on the 12th of February 2025, the special prosecutor declared Kenneth Nana Ofori, a former Minister of Finance, a wanted person and a fugitive from justice on the grounds that he had failed to indicate a reasonable time of his return to the jurisdiction. So, Jazz, you think my sound is not coming on its left? Jazz, I don't actually understand what you mean, but maybe after the program, Jazz, I'll give you a call, then we know what you talk about. I think say you mean say who you see two speakers, but the sound is coming from one end, but it's not coming from the other end. I think I can take my time to address that as well. Now, after the mini Jazz, so actually, I'm coming on album. Until Jazz photos made as a pan, so why are they say what me updating me on the updates on my sound? Sometimes this is how I think that we have to go about it. Wow, so you can also help me, and then we all address the issues from that angle. Until me that's it. Jazz photos, jazz. The chima the gumba lie, bibia bokode. Jazz photos, say what the chima the gumba lie. All right, into Jazz photos. If you think so for now, the sound I've changed my sound. So if you think say everything is okay, ubeti me prompt me for now. Jazz me that's it. Into let me continue to read what the OSP actually said. Into OSP said he failed to return to the jurisdiction, although he had been informed by the office of the special prosecutor that he was a suspect in various suspected corruption related offenses or cases, and he has been directed to physically attend the OSP in Accra on a specified date at a specified time for interviewing. On 18th of February 2025, Mr. Ofori transmitted a communication through his lawyers to the OSP by which he stated a definite date for his voluntary return to the jurisdiction. This marks a major shift from Mr. Ofori's previous indications of remaining outside the jurisdictions indefinitely. So OSP say Mr. Ofori through his lawyers actually at the brand say wamani date bi say date we be so no obeba ono ankasa beba Ghana. Until previously na waka say onti ma Ghana at any point in time no. What OSP is trying to say Mr. Ofori asesa na no say dey ono ankasa ebeba Ghana. That's it. On 18th of February 2025, the OSP acceded to Mr. Ofori's request as it deemed his stated dates and voluntary return to the jurisdictions reasonably in the circumstances. On 18 February 2025, the special prosecutor rescheduled the date of Mr. Ofori's attendance at the OSP, taking into account Mr. Ofori's stated date of voluntary return to the jurisdiction. The OSP say, wajatum, ode also baba, atiasiye, yetwen bra. So if you think say you can also follow, good. Just photos, me that's it. That's it. Consequently, Mr. Ofori has been removed from the OSP's list of wanted persons, and the OSP ceases to consider Mr. Ofori a fugitive from justice pending his voluntary return to the jurisdictions area his stated date. If Mr. Ofori fails to voluntarily return to the jurisdictions, on the OSP's list, which means he will be re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons, and the OSP shall then consider him a fugitive from justice, and the OSP shall take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdictions and attendance at the OSP at our own choosing. So OSP say, Mr. Ofori na beka chen say, Mr. OSP, member Ghana this date, me am the data bro. And this says at that point no so. That's a papa na ma obesan de din yakọ ka wanted list no ho. Na watwe na de na aba Ghana. Until the OSP is committed to its mandate of ensuring accountability guided by due process and fairness. Until OSP say ono de ade a oye no na come mu fine on ka say or penipa bia punish no. That is the same reason why OSP there na bien say why na watwe abrem say obeba on this particular date. Until ye Ghana from there na ye nim say OSP aka kire say papa no say obeba in May. Until the latest update OSP are publishing. Let's try to think say Mr. Ofori ebeba in May, and I say on my in May. If I shall follow the case very well, I've taken my time, I did some research, and I'm presenting to you this latest update. Until this is the latest update OSP assigned by on Mr. Ken Ofori Atta, NPP4. Yasemo.
Jimmy for party job. Only share.
What's your NPP then?
A Jimmy for party.
A Jimmy for party in the Anonia Dodo.
Oh, me, President Kufuor going to go and Becala.
Now, Jimmy for party now, Bulgaria, also your NPP Nino.
Oh, and I said, Jimmy.
All right, enti yankwe him. Yasemo. Enti Ghana for yine bisa se na yewra Ken Ofori Atta o he. Ken Ofori Atta sa wa yera wo se wa wu se be wu de yemfa susu nipa. Enti just photos men kan sa anti yemfa se bia otiase. And then what is the reason why as a on person obeba OSP ho? Enti the latest update OSP e publish e wo on one kasa na website so and it say it's on our screen. Case updates Kenneth Nana Ofori Atta. This is the case update. See me de bro to wo le yina yankan iwia giving tell and kan ye dwudwam iwia ibedwudwam nti wa wonti ase no ye kan ni dwudwam something like that. That is how we're going to do it. Nti montomobo because you reckon Ofori Atta ankasa the country OSP say obeba Ghana na na be di ho komo ba yen ko say May na the man no aso because May no mu na ewe nti you Ken Ofori Atta waba ana mai. The Office of the Special Prosecutor acknowledges a lawsuit filed by Kenneth Nana Ofori Atta contesting the OSP prior declaration that he was a wanted person and a fugitive from justice.
Jimmy for party job.
Yeah. And the OSP say, "Odo na o twe Ken Ofori Atta no, Ken Ofori Atta na dan ho makwa si uni say odini dia kwaka wanted list ho." American story bin chiro me ya yenyi no. Na me na efia itim no me na ba afie nti na ye wo man bi ho awe carpenter na efe ne Willie P. Nti na Willie P rented na e wo yankasa efie. Let me just do it this way na afie ye monko moni ye. Na Willie P da ne dem na adwo na ote say ye tetachiman. Wa onim tetachiman Hausa line Zongo. That is where I grew up. Ti me ye Zongo ni pa. Willie P shere dem no te say ye pare kromfuo. Willie P an shere dem no 2 PS or pe kromfuo ya chi ne bi. Akobu no so ko na Willie P pare gu kromfuo ya chi. Anadwo be 2 AM. Kiki na sa na ni pa pare kromfuo ni na asa na ka Willie P kwa no di kromfuo ya chi. Komfo no koya oduru de gomba la bola bi ho sa hu se Willie P kwa di na chi no. E no mom 10 ye na o pare Willie P kromfuo ko na se Willie P no pam kromfuo na sa 10 ho da we na kromfuo. Na beatings dey bi ko Willie P. Chima Hausa line de gomba la ye nya be bo style bi e bi. Bu Willie P sa ba the time Willie P tie hu se da bi se na ono mom na pare kromfuo na kromfuo no ko na abu Willie P awie. Nti do bi na Ken Ofori Atta ye no. OSP na o twe no. Ken Ofori Atta na dan no e twi OSP say oh we dey na do bi di kwaka wanted list ho.
Jimmy for party job.
Hey, NPP4.
Jimmy for party job.
Kenu for that yeah crocodile the John. So we behind me, I'm saying how. And say Mr. Ferrata formally requested the OAP to remove his name from the OSP's list of wanted persons with the assurance to the OSP that he will make himself available for questioning on a defined date. The OSP, in good faith and on the basis of Mr. Oforata's assurance, granted his request and removed his name from the OSP's list of wanted persons, pending his personal attendance at the OSP on date defined on the defined date. The OSP say, "You reckon Oforata actually the breme say, Australia in you didn't feel what the list is on one casababa." The OSP agent D dino if you wanted list and so. Yantoso, if you jump, you can't if you jump. Mr. Oforata, this is the latest update on OSP's website. But I say the people as being called. Mr. Oforata is mandated or is mandatorily requested to appear in person before the OSP on 2nd June 2025. If Mr. Oforata fails to attend the OSP on the scheduled date, he shall be re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons, and the OSP shall consider him a fugitive from the jurisdiction, whereupon the OSP will cause the issuance of an Interpol red notice in his regard and also cause the immediate of extradition pending in any jurisdiction in which he may be found. In the OSP say, Mr. Oforata, you signed BBS Obama office on the 2nd of June. Made them found so that seminal call to with a seminal call him. Say on the 2nd of June, so now Maya, but be also be a metro. May report on my Interpol, a double red list or red notice him. Now could be our session with Yasibiano, a betcha to Abagana. And the other wheelchair so, what the wheelchair more, what that stretcher so, said Dr. Ayo, we are pie with young cried over back. Anyway, sometimes you know, Odin mention that NTSC, but assembly be that is how I think say no, because ne money be as I go on yedu man, my go on yedu man say I almost and any money be na fa yankasa yase na fi the say nema because the OSP who here finance minister what not to want tell it but will be adding one kofanama. I'm on no more 10 in the house and be foul moment do akujina court. I feel now be can't Ghana for say what the baba Ghana. Anyway, you help. Quite was out the baby. I say Ghana for you to way. One or be can't you nya and can me tell me can be. OSP no one I can't Ghana for you reckon for that abocro no where we are gonna sika. Bao we na no or Jane or so yare. Actually or non actual letter bro say or nyari see the hotel or beba. That's a time no so na so no mum say be 10 in do kujina court there. It means or nya ready so baba. In the 2nd of June no dear. And then on the 12th of May, 2nd of June, at the Hanoi OSP. Until we are Ghana on the 2nd of June, Chamusha can for that tower Afghanistan, yes, Chenebra. Who share or USA, Chenebra. We share no Finland, Chenebra. But we are basically and be who share the war, Somaliland, the cry, Chenebra. That is the message from OSP. Says, oh, yeah, I just or back. Don't have a kitchen commodity. Send a Kennedy Japan Kayano.
Another Jimmy, MPP for Mama Jimmy, what Jimmy Papa will stay in opposition forever.
Yeah, that's it, Kennedy Ferrata. What bomb NPP are co-oppositions where Kennedy Japan say, can't say you people will stay in opposition forever because Corona ma born there and yada ketwa. All right, until we for 1 hour with the Munufie and Medi any William Munufie among Konami, we GD say, Ubi Ahoy. Until our case was for Iraq and Oforata, we seem to seek say Oba and ask Oma. Kenoforata Abaduri, ye Pebabi or Abadu. Now, if we did, ye a jet in common album. And me that say, and then me the best you have say, oh, question be you can also come back and then we all do the discussions together. So, question be anywhere I think say, Ochina, I'll take my time and then we go through. Maybe by Ochina any solutions to and as answers will be a Iraq and Oforata Akoshe. Now, if we did, so Baba Ghana. Say say then the OSP, whatever they are Ghana for, we will need to get the answers. And he say, oh, of course, if you also be at any point in time, I'll be to me the WhatsApp line where you can send me a WhatsApp. Time be some about online be as you think like calling on the show. And also I'll take my time to pick your calls. Na yina ya twetwe nkomo bom. Bidi any William Munufie amankona. Pacho this channel 1 hour with Munufie. Send am ye new be at we were just seeking answers. Ye answers keke in near tembia. Christopher, me that's a power why they say also take your time now. What me I this particular channel. That's it. In near time we just ask questions. Into the question you beside and say you reckon for Atta or him. We NPP near don't come and insult us because we are just asking legitimate questions. Our question now OSP ebisa no and no be na yenso ebisa edamase.
Don't talk as if say German people no here for party bia say obi ani twi wo ma unko na contribute na unko na wodu sika abo party no fa unko si asem free okọ fa unko si asem free okọ anya unko na abo party no ana unko de bia